Joining me now, Fox News contributor, former South Carolina Congressman Trey Gowdy. Good to have you with us tonight, sir.
Thank you, Shannon.
Okay, so when we're talking, we've got a couple of impeachment stories going on now, but this one is about potentially going after a sitting Supreme Court justice. The New York Times has provided, information to the story that was very relevant after the initial quote-unquote bombshell, and it's got a lot of people talking, as Senator Harris is, about where we go next with these investigations. What's your take?
Well, my take is to always go back to the justice system where you're presumed innocent unless and until 12 of your fellow citizens say otherwise, and a fact pattern. And there's a reason, Shannon, that you're presumed innocent, because you cannot prove your innocence. That's why there's a presumption. Kamala Harris, Corey, Elizabeth Warren, others who seek to be the leader of the free world were ready to impeach someone about 48 hours ago, based on an incident where the putative victim doesn't recall it happening and the putative eyewitness has never been examined or cross-examined. And Shannon, as you know, the D.C. Court of Appeals is the second highest court in our land. It's the second highest court. So if you're unfit to be on the Supreme Court, why didn't he bring this up when Brett Kavanaugh was up to be on the D.C. Court of Appeals?
Well, people want to talk about whether this is partisan or political or not. There's been a lot of heat and a lot of fire over this particular seat. It's been a year, and yet there have been a number of ethics complaints and people continuing to go after the justice. I think, by my recollection, only one Supreme Court justice has ever been impeached but wasn't actually kicked off the bench. So is this potentially something that could backfire on Democrats and those who are saying, let's take it to the wall on this, especially going into 2020?
Well, it depends. I mean, politically, it will backfire when people who align themselves with Democrat principles say, you know what, this is not the right way to do it. It won't be Republicans criticizing this. It will have to be Democrats that say, you know what, I wouldn't have picked Kavanaugh, but Lindsey Graham would not have picked Sotomayor and Kagan. But as a Republican senator, he showed respect to him, wound up voting for him. Where is the equal treatment, which is why Lindsey got very upset in the Kavanaugh hearing? This will change when Democrats require that it change, and that you don't Bork people and you don't Miguel Estrada people and you don't Brett Kavanaugh people.
Well, there are a lot of Senate Democrats out there apparently saying we don't want to talk about this, and they are definitely not behind this. They don't want to take it on publicly. I want to talk about also the DOJ Inspector General Horowitz. A number of reports are coming from him. He was on the Hill today, and there was a little back and forth with a couple of your former colleagues, GOP House members. Here is what they had to say about more they'd like to be done potentially with respect to the fired FBI Director, James Comey.
I'm finding just a number of irregularities. So would it be appropriate if Ranking Member Jordan and I were to refer those inconsistencies to the IG? And if we did that, would the IG look at those inconsistencies?
It's certainly appropriate for us to get a referral.
He's very busy. It looks like he potentially could get busier. What do you make of the potential of where that could go?
Yeah, he's the busiest guy in the world. I mean, just think of 5 years ago, nobody knew his name. And now it's Comey in the Clinton investigation. It's FISA. It's Comey. Horowitz, I don't know his political ideation. I know he was approved by the Senate with the unanimous vote. I know he's a former prosecutor in the Southern District. He's one of the fairest people I ever interacted with. He's not a partisan. So if he has something to say, he'll put it in his report. It'll be well researched. I don't think he enjoys being brought into the political fray. In fact, I know he does not enjoy it. So when you talk about making referrals, I mean, Horowitz doesn't have any prosecutorial power. So a referral to do what? To investigate? Because if he finds criminality, he has to refer it to the Department of Justice, which he did apparently with Comey and which he did with McCabe. But I think Horowitz, I think we're going to appreciate his work on the FISA report, but I don't think he wants to be brought into political squabbles about who's going to be referred for criminal action, who's not.
Yeah, especially when his job is completely apolitical in nature. In the meantime, Trey Gowdy.
Supposed to be. Great
for a lot of people in Washington, supposed to be. Great to have you with us in the meantime.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.